This is episode 31, the finale, probably, of our Troubles in Otari playthrough. Our heroes figured out, I should say, they murdered everyone in the cult of Lamashtu that they found. That scar, that strange warlord is the word that's stuck in my head, but it's a warlord's fortress, underground fortress of some kind. I don't know why I can't think of a better word than that, but the headquarters of this cult was an old warlord's fortress out in the middle of these woods. You guys dove into it, dismantled some traps, did a whole bunch of murder, and most importantly, found the loot that you were sent there to retrieve. The sun wheel was something that the local church had requested of you. Vandy, the head priestess of the local temple, had requested you get this so that she could study it and hopefully be able to recreate it in the future. She's hoping to reverse engineer it so that the temple can mass produce, or well, maybe not mass produce because they're expensive items, but produce these sun wheels to make sure that the town is even more well defended against the evils like this that tend to crop up in the forests around Otari. So you retrieved that. You retrieved the other belongings of the adventurers that had gone before you. This Theta, who was a paladin, and her companions had unfortunately met their end within this fortress of the cult of Lamashtu. But you found their loot, you found all of their possessions, you found several possessions of many other people that came before you as well. Some boots of elven kind, some a bracelet that makes you fast, a whole bunch of other fun little magical trinkets. And hey, you got out with your lives and you stopped a major threat to the local town, and well, who knows how large the threat could have grown if you hadn't put a stop to it. Weeba, the leader of this cult, seemed to be pretty ambitious. He seemed to have lofty goals, and so it was good you took care of him this early. So now, all of you still alive, maybe a little bit beaten up here and there, are ready to return to Otari, and I think we will pick up with you all outside of the fortress, this cult's hideout named the Scar. And I'll ask you all, would you want to camp out for the evening now, like out here in the wilderness again, or would you just try to make the trek back home for a few hours before nightfall, just to like push through it, even though all of you took some wounds and you might be a little tired and out of energy and stuff? What are your thoughts on that?
I
I'm
don't know.
certainly not up to facing an ambush if some wild beast decides we look tasty.
Yeah, that's
But
what I
wouldn't
was thinking.
but wouldn't we look really cool if we strolled into the city all beat up? We'd look like heroes, badasses.
They already
Well, there's that
know we're
too.
badasses, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but you look like it too.
I point to like 6 stitches in my armor, just like, yeah, we've been hurt a couple times.
Is this still the set of armor that has, like, the full line across it that needed to be repaired from the dragon?
I'd probably. At least I haven't bought any new armor.
Yeah, I think it is the same set.
I'm sure
Set
they'll
of-
get the point.
A set of armor that tells a story.
Yeah, I think I'd prefer to head back.
Alright. You should be careful along the way, then. Is anyone still hurt? We could try and patch ourselves up a little bit beforehand in case something goes wrong on the road.
I'm all right.
Someone else who has access to Foundry. How's my character?
Shay and Ayala are the two that are most damaged.
Alright. And Jordan, how many stacks of Curse of the Ashes do I have up?
You have 2. You are at moderate. I think that's 2.
Which is as far as I can go at my current level.
Okay. So you can't cast any more cantrips then, right? But you could meditate to lower that.
I think so.
Although your
Well,
cantrips wouldn't really
it
be for
depends.
healing
Do I
anyways.
have any focus points left?
You are out of focus points.
Yeah, so I am essentially out of magic at this point. And also leaving difficult terrain everywhere, because that's what the second stack does.
Yeah, so you guys pulled out of the place and you're just leaving Ash behind at the entrance basically now.
If you're okay with me sitting here for 10 minutes, I can get rid of the ash and maybe get back some access to my magic.
Yeah, if you all need to heal, I can just sit up against the wall for a little bit.
That works for
Where are
me.
my health bars?
You are at 19 out of 46. You took a
Okay.
pretty big hit. I think the mimic got you or something.
I think it was the
Yeah.
gargoyle.
It might have been the gargoyle.
It was one of them.
No,
Yeah.
I was unconscious at the start of the thing, and I only had hit points because I leveled up.
Oh yeah, we did that. You fought Muiba, and then I think you were healed a little bit, and then you took more damage in the combat after.
Okay,
Um,
yeah, that makes sense.
This was in the storage room. Was the last thing you did. So maybe Eshe meditates while Ayala patches her up. Is that kind of a vibe?
I will attempt to patch Shay up through the ash.
All right. So 10 minutes pass then. If anyone else has 10-minute activities they would like to do, feel free to call those out, and Eshe will drop a level of the curse.
If everyone in the ash is concealed by being in the ash, does that mean Ayla has to roll a flat check to try and heal me?
That would be funny, but no, I think that's only for attacks.
Okay.
I'd like to believe yes.
I mean, technically it is an attack because you can do damage with it.
I mean, it does say a creature you're concealed from must succeed a DC 5 flat check when targeting with an attack, spell, or other effect, but I don't think this falls under that.
Well, I rolled
Okay.
an 18.
Hey, all right, so that's a success.
All right.
Oh, wait,
Do I...
plus your bonus, right?
No, that's the flat check.
Oh, okay.
Do we have natural medicine?
Yes.
25.
That is a critical success.
For 22 health.
I think that's almost max. For sure. A few points down, but
Yeah.
pretty good.
Alright. I am ready to move on, and I can hand Ayala one of my potions of healing and thanks.
Oh,
Um,
thanks. I'll hold on to this.
which one is more powerful, the lesser or the minor?
More
The
powerful, lesser.
lesser. Yeah.
Okay. I should have 2 of those in my inventory still, if you can move one to Ayala.
We'll subtract one from you and add one to Ayala. There we go.
Cool. Because I think she was the other one who was hurt, so I wanted to make sure she could patch yourself up if necessary.
Ayla was hurt, but due to how many max hit points she has, she still has more hit points than you at the moment. I think she still has more hit points than, or she has equal hit points to your maximum still.
Oh. Well, she has a potion now, just in case.
Yes.
Do you
Alrighty.
happen to
I'm
know?
ready to move on if you are.
Do you happen to know how much gold was in there with like people's armor
Uh, people's armor, like
and like weapons and stuff to
just
trade it
selling
back
stuff
and
that
sell
way.
it?
Oh
Yeah.
no, I kind of assume every room we were in, I was like, hey, if you want to grab some of their equipment and stuff, go ahead and grab it. But I think you stopped doing that because most of you were close to encumbered.
Yeah.
So whatever you're carrying, you're carrying. I think at this point, I mean, you do have a lot of gold in the stash just from various bits of gold and things you've acquired in there, so it should be a pretty good payday.
Oh yeah, we have almost 200 gold points.
Yeah.
Alright. I guess we head back.
Sounds
I
good
am
to me.
I am down for that. I need to go grab laundry, so I will be back.
All right. Well, you guys do make your way back to Otari. At this point, it's becoming early evening. You don't really make it back when it's like dark out. It's just slightly before twilight. The sun is approaching the horizon, but it's not quite down yet. It's not quite setting yet. And everyone is starting to gather for their evening meals and that kind of thing. Like wrapping up the day, basically, as you guys enter town. You don't encounter any trouble along the way. In fact, it's one of the easiest bits of travel you've had so far. You've taken care of so many threats in the area surrounding Otari that really it just seems like you've cleaned up the place recently. There's not nearly as many monsters or sources of evil or troublemakers or anything out there in the woods. And of course, the total has not reached zero yet, but you've done such significant work in reducing those threats in the area that you even notice it on your trip back. You feel safe in these woods, perhaps safer than you've ever felt here. And you make your way back to Otari. And Otari, even for those of you who are out of town, or who usually live out of town, like Jib and Ogden, who, and I think Shay was also from out of town and was technically visiting. But, anyways, those of you who wouldn't normally call Otari home outside of a temporary capacity, it feels like home. This feels like a place you have defended for weeks now. It's been a hectic few weeks. You've had quite the adventures. You've got quite the stories to tell. You've had multiple near-death experiences just keeping this place safe and going on adventures in and around it. It's hard not to feel attached to this place in one way or another. And as you all arrive, beaten up, your armor in need of patching up, maybe covered in soot and ash in a few places, some blood soaking bits of your clothes, clearly in need of a bath, a good meal, and a rest, you breathe a sigh of relief. The townsfolk do notice your arrival, and they welcome you in cheerfully. It's not like they're cheering like there's a party or anything going on, but I mean, no one was expecting you back this early. But the people who do see you start pointing you out and start coming up to you and congratulating you on returning safely and things like that. And then they go back to their business. It's not a specific affair like a party has been planned or anything, but everyone is very congratulatory for your success. Do you guys make your way back to the library/temple right away to visit Vandy Banderdash, or are you gonna sleep first and tackle out in the morning? What's the plan?
Um, Sleep does sound like a good idea, I think. Ayla is tired.
Okay. Yeah. If we want to deal with everything else in the morning, I'm sure everyone here would understand. Is there any way we can get word to the library that we'll be there in the morning then?
Yeah, I can send a message to them.
That would be wonderful. That way they know we were successful and that we'll be there after we rest.
All right. I will cast definitely not mess or definitely message.
Okay. This one has a range of like miles, right? I don't remember. It's not like a few hundred
At
feet.
this level, it should have the range of a mile. Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Who do you contact?
the
Is it
librarian.
like the head priestess, Bandy
Yeah,
herself, or okay,
sure.
excellent.
Whoever sent us on this adventure.
Yes, that was Vandy.
Um, and I will whisper and say, "Good morning, night. It's late. We're gonna sleep, but we're back in town and we've successfully retrieved the item. Hope everything is going well." And she gets cut off after 25 words.
I don't think that's how the spell works. Is it?
Um,
I know
I
it's a
thought
good
I only got
meme
25 words.
because of the D&D version, but what actually is it? Message
Um,
spell.
it's technically not the message spell.
It
It
says
is a
has the
whisper
effect
on the
of the
wind
yes, it has the effect of the
message
message
spell.
spell with a range of 500 feet. Oh, and then level 4, the range is 1 mile. Yes. Targets the door to the ears of the creature. It does not have a word limit. It just has a brief message.
Well, after about 30 words, she just says, "Oh, I'm probably out of words by now," and then stops focusing
I
on
I
the
like to think
spell.
that because Ayla is not actually a wizard, maybe she thinks there's a 25 word limit that isn't actually there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. So you just trail off. Oh, yes. Hello, Ayla. I'm not sure why you are running out of words, but good to hear you're successful and that you survived. Um, we await you with anticipation here. We'll be excited to see you in the morning. I'll make sure that you are well received.
All right. I'll yawn and mumble to the rest of the party. All right. She says we should go there in the morning.
Alright, so now we sleep because we need it.
Yes.
All right. So, do you all just
It'll be
turn
glad to
in?
have a bed tonight.
Yes. You all just turn in at Ashay's place then, like has kind of been the usual.
It works for me. If it works for everyone else.
Is Tamales open?
I'm hungry.
Yeah, we'll say Tamley's having a party tonight.
Well, I'm gonna go have drink.
Okay. So you show up to the party soaked in blood, covered in ash and bruises, and like barely standing, but hearty enough and full of energy, and you just join in the celebration, and everyone welcomes you, and everybody recognizes you now. They know who you are. They know you've been around town and you've been solving various problems. You and Jib, these adventurers that have just solved so many troubles around here in Otari. And you've definitely proven yourselves to be capable adventurers. And many people here you've helped either directly or indirectly, so they'll cheer as you enter, and they clap, and they offer you free drinks, and it's all just a fun time. And of course, Tamley will feed you. yes, happy festivities over there. Even though you're maybe exhausted, perhaps this will energize you a little bit until you eventually are too exhausted to go on, and your several day trek out into the wilderness fighting cultists catches up with you. Regardless of where you find your sleep, at Tamili's place, just sleeping on her floor after drinking yourself to sleep, or entering a food coma after eating a very large amount of meat, as I assume happens to Jib. Um, you all rest well, and you can take the benefits of a rest, gain those little bit of hit points, recover your spells, all that stuff. Woo! Sleep.
Jordan, do you mind piloting my character sheet?
Yes, I can absolutely do
20 hit points restored? What do you have?
that.
A lot of constitution.
True. It's level times con modifier.
Oh, I guess I can restore up to 10.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
You only have 2 con?
Yeah, I have 4 strength and 4 dex. I'm not very smart, though.
And not everybody is a constitution-based caster.
Mhm.
I am definitely not. I finally got out of the negatives last level up.
Oh, that's crazy. Very fitting for Ashay's whole Oracle vibe, though.
Mhm.
All right. So assume that as part of your either before going to sleep, probably it would be better, or after. That's your choice. You all will like bathe and clean yourselves up a little bit, and maybe change into fresh clothes that you haven't been traveling in for several days and fighting in and getting burned alive in, and et cetera, et cetera. And you make your way over to the Temple to Sarenrae, which functions also as a library, the Dawnflower Library, they call it, which is where Vandy Banderdash is waiting for you at the front step of the library. She's just sitting sort of, at this time of day, the sun casts a shadow from the building onto the front steps, and that's where she's currently standing, is in that shadow to stay out of the sun a little bit. And she's just calmly sitting there humming to herself, looking around, just kind of enjoying the morning air, the freshness of it, the river coursing nearby, and all of that. Yeah, you guys arrive, you see her there. What do you do?
What was the name of the thing we were supposed to give her?
The sun wheel, I believe. Yes.
I think I had it equipped, so I would probably take it off and hand it to her first thing.
Oh, good, you found it. Thank you. Yes, welcome. Come on in. Oh, this will help us so much. Thank you for going out and retrieving it for us. Here, let's all head inside. It's a lovely day outside, but we can talk better in my office. There's less noise from the waters and such. Come in. And I assume you all follow her inside. I don't hear any
Yes,
dissenting
still
opinions.
yawning
So.
a little bit though.
Yes, absolutely. All right. So I am prepared to offer you each a reward for a deed well done, and of course, you've made Otari safer for everyone around here, and really no reward can be truly enough for what you've done. But here, I am prepared to give you each this a bit of money from the church fund. Of course, we are able to sponsor adventurers to go out and do good deeds like this on occasion, and I made sure to get a nice cut for each of you because you've done such a good job. So she gives each of you a sack of coins, and in each you'll find 50 gold pieces. She'll also say, and when I figure out how to manage creating one of these, recreating one. I'll need to study it. It'll probably take me a few days. I will begin working on one for each of you if you would take them, if you would find them useful. These are plenty powerful artifacts, and well, I'm sure they will come in handy on your future adventures. These charms of protection are always useful. Like I
That
said,
is a
though,
great gift
Hurt.
indeed.
it'll take me a few weeks, and of course, I hope you see it as a bit of a nostalgic reminder of your time here, of how you saved Otari from, and perhaps even Absalom from this strange threat, this cult in the wilderness that was growing in strength, and how you retrieved an artifact of Sarenrae and brought it back. You'll always be reminded of the work you've done for Sarenrae and how much she appreciates you for it. That is my hope, at least.
It would be a great honor to accept.
Excellent. Well, I will get to work on that then. Um, Thank you once again. I heard some whispers on the wind that a few of you have already celebrated last evening, but I have made sure to give Tamily another little cut of our funds to make sure that tonight's celebration will be especially well funded. There should be even more food, even more drink. It should be quite the celebration. So I do hope you find your way over there tonight.
I'm sure we will.
And lastly, I'll continue to spread the words of your good deeds here. I think you deserve recognition for what you've done. You've saved this town multiple times now from various threats. Even if we tried to reach out to acquire heroes from Absalom or some nearby location, put out word for any kind of mercenary work, it would take too long. All of our troubles have happened too quickly for them to be solved by external forces, and so, well, really, you've saved the town, I think. That should be recognized, and I'm sure if you go to Absalom or some other large town and you tell them that you are the heroes of Otari, you'll be instantly recognized and you'll never be short of work, I think. Anyone would want to hire the heroes of Otari to help them with whatever other troubles they have, or, just protecting their caravans, whatever kind of work you might find as adventurous out there. I just want to make sure that word gets out.
I will nudge Jib and say, "Hear that? You're famous."
Jib is awestruck by being famous.
Sorry, say that again. You were scolding puppy.
Oh, no worries. Ashay nudged you and said you're going to be famous because the word is getting out that you're a hero.
Famous? How famous?
Well, I'll make sure that the big guilds in Absalom will hear of your deeds at the very least, and well, you should never want for work again.
Free food, it sounds like. I'm hungry.
Potentially free food, yes, or payment that you could exchange for food. Plenty of options there.
Coins can be exchanged for food and services.
This is true. This is one of the teachings we have here at the temple. Yes.
Wow, that's crazy.
Jib start writing all of the 50 coins that he was given.
Checking if they're real. Chomp, chomp, chomp.
I think someone just told him he could punch better and told him to give that many coins, and just like, sure.
There you
That's
go.
the only thing he's bought.
Let's go. All right. So Vandy will say then, well, thank you for coming in this morning as well. I will get right to work on getting those sun wheels prepared for all of you. Like I said, it'll take me a few weeks, but I will deliver them when they are ready. I won't take up any more of your time this morning, but if you had any other questions for me or requests, of course, I'm willing to hear you out.
I don't have any, at least.
Very well.
I mostly need a day to relax.
Oh, absolutely understandable. You've had uh, quite a day, several days, really. And so, I assume you all depart from the library and find your way to town to relax here and there. Let's zoom out the time scale a little bit here. In the coming weeks that it takes, uh, Bandy time to actually finish, or Vandy time to finish these sun wheels and bring them to you. What do you all do with that time? Like just a broad strokes description of like do you just go back to your old routine, or are your heroes trying anything new? You're pretty well funded at this point. You've got a lot of experience and money with you. So like there's plenty you could get done.
Hmm.
I'd honestly probably go back to fixing up our hideout and go say hi to the little dragon friend.
Oh yes, absolutely. Um,
Yeah, I was
say hi to
Ollie.
Ollie. Thank you. I was looking through the list of NPCs to find. Yes, there's Ollie. Good old Ollie.
Oh.
So yeah, I think Ashay would spend some time. I think I have carpenter's tools, so I'd probably spend some time doing woodworking and making our little homestead look nice.
Hell yeah. So yeah, I think previously you'd sort of fixed it up and made sure that there were no more like deadly places ready to collapse in, or places that had sort of rotted away. It replaced all the windows, things like that. But yeah, now you can get to work on actually making it look like nicer. Adding decoration to it, replacing parts that might just look a little old and could be like shiny and new, and all that kind of stuff. Any like particular ideas of what you'd want to change, just for flavor?
Um, Probably replace the rest of the deck because I think we patched up the bits that were falling apart, but
Hmm.
presumably the rest of it's gonna follow shortly. So
All right,
do
so
that, maybe build some new furniture, build some better cabinets, that kind of deal.
I would definitely scrub the entire smokehouse. That way we can start making better food to keep Jib satisfied.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah, that is hard work getting that smokehouse clean, but over the course of a few weeks, you get it done.
It's also really hard work to keep Jim's hunger satisfied.
Understandable.
Man is always hungry.
Yeah, didn't Jib just like eat an entire wild boar once he killed it? Like pretty much that
Yes.
Yep.
day. Excellent.
Yeah, I think Ashay would just be reveling in the fact that for once she's not the super odd outsider. She has a group of friends and like
Yeah.
she has a home.
Mhm.
You've gone from a visitor in this place to being a resident of Otari, a defender of Otari. Yeah, absolutely. Anyone else have ideas for these couple weeks? What you'd do with that time?
I'd borrow as many books as the library would let me get my hands on and attempt to do more magic study at the hideout.
Excellent. So back to the studies, back to the old routine, but now with better funding and better clout to help you borrow things that may be a little bit more tricky to borrow books, things like that. And now you get to study in
Like
your
a
own
cozy
home.
beach check.
Yeah, exactly.
I would definitely go just sell stuff to the what is it, Blades for Glades, because I had some stuff that I don't really need.
Yeah.
Join in for the party, go back to the cabin, and just kind of help Shay with fixing it, getting that smokehouse working, and
Absolutely. Yeah, you notice at the party and around town that people have taken to calling you the heroes of Otari at this point, which is quite an impressive title considering that, I mean, many years ago, Otari was founded by heroes of the realm who came here and made this place when they retired, and it's been home to many heroes over the years that have come and gone in and out of the forests. But today, you are the heroes of Otari of the modern age, the current heroes of Otari. A very honorable title to be given, but it was given to you because you deserved it. Jib, any ideas for what you'd be doing for a few weeks?
I guess after realizing he can spend his gold on actual food, he's just gonna go around town to like all the best eateries and try all the best food. And then
Excellent.
after doing that for like a couple days, he's gonna try and learn how to cook.
Oh, very nice. So Jib starts to learn how to cook. Yeah, that's great. So you definitely get some of the best ingredients around. You know, probably get some new sets of like cooking like pans and other tools of that nature from the markets, and get all the highest quality things because you have a lot of money, and you probably get scammed a little bit, but you know you get stuff you like. But
I
yeah.
probably also make some friends along the way because he just shows up to every establishment and goes, "Give me one of everything."
Yes, absolutely. So, yeah, every establishment in town just loves Jib. He's the biggest customer around. Love that. Awesome. So weeks pass. You guys get the sun wheels from Vandy, and so you know you have that like little bit of protection over you. It again when you're attuned to it and you hold it, it just kind of it makes you feel a little bit warm and safe, and it's just a pleasant thing to hold. Um, but even more weeks pass, and the weeks turn into months, and eventually, um, someone arrives um, at your hideaway. An elvish woman, or a half elvish woman, I should say, who's very well dressed, but maybe a little bit ostentatiously dressed. Um, she's got like somewhat baggy purple clothes that are covered in like all sorts of different mixed matched patterns. Like it's usually all purple and gold. And so like one article of clothing has like golden flowers on the purple, and another one has golden stripes, and another one just has like the fringes are all gold. She's got on one of those like kind of floppy caps. I think it's like a tutor cap or something like that with a feather in it. Extremely bardcore. Arrives at your hideaway, and just kind of looks around and walks up your shiny new deck, trying to figure out where the front door is, and ends up knocking on one of your doors. It turns out not to be the front door, but it's the door off to the side that's near your rooms. Um, and just knocks 3 times and kind of looks around, tries to peek in some of the windows.
I think I'd probably open the door and let Ollie do the talking.
Let Holly do the talking.
It's a good
Okay.
way to get rid of unpredictable.
A good way to what?
It's a good way to weed out who's here to try and get stuff from us.
Okay, yes. So Ollie opens, or you open the door and let Ollie slither out, and Ollie's like, hello, who are you? What are you doing here? What is your business here?" Like Ollie has told you she would help you keep out pests and things, and to Ollie this has included people who might be here to just be annoying, right? She is a filter at your door. So Ollie just starts rattling off a ton of questions. Who are you? What are you doing here? Like, what's your business here? Why are you here? How did you find this place? Just doesn't give them any time to answer at all. Um, and the woman at the door just says, "Oh, hello! Aren't you a cute little thing? What's your name?" And just doesn't answer to the questions. And Ollie just goes, "Oh, Ollie is Ollie!" It does like 3 backflips. And then, "What's your name?" It abandons all of the lines of questions from before. Um,
In the
and
middle of one of those backflips, uh, a little cloud falls down from the roof besides Ollie and just poofs on the ground, reconstituting itself into Nocti, who had tried to pounce from the roof.
"Oh, hello, another little one. What's your name, little one?" "Oh, I don't speak cat. Well, I am Ronnie Frosman. I am a poet and a bard. I was looking for the heroes of Otari, if I could speak with them." And Ollie does like a turn sideways and does like a backflip sideways. So like just another different pattern she's learned. It says, "Oh yes, they're right inside," and has completely abandoned the line of thinking of like chasing this woman away. She's just like, "Okay, yes, we're going inside. I can help you find people. I'm a helper," and just lets this half elven woman into your house. Um, and Deshay, were you right there at the door, hiding, letting Ollie do the talking?
I had backed into the shadows a tiny bit, but yes, I was. I as soon as she steps in, I would be visible.
Oh, hello. You're this Ollie and Meow. Let me in. I'm looking for the heroes of Otari.
Well, you found at least one of us, and the brown is named Nocti.
Oh, Nocti. Well met. As I said at the door, I am Ronnie Frosman, renowned poet and bard. So yes, you're one of the heroes of Otari. Then excellent. I'd like to speak with all of you, if I may.
I will cast message several times around the house and be like, "Guys, we have a visitor. There's a bard who wants to talk to us."
Does that mean I need to come down off the roof?
Yes, she wants to talk to all of us.
Kid just comes out and says,
No soliciting. Is that what you said?
"Yeah."
Yeah, Discord cut you off, but I kind of got the idea. Yeah. Oh, I am here to immortalize you in song. I would hope, if you would speak with me. But I understand if that is too intrusive. This Jim just slammed the
Well,
door
let's see
back
what
where
the
he
other
was.
guys
Like,
say.
Let me finish third breakfast and then I'll be right out.
third breakfast, of course, yes. I've never had a third breakfast. It scribbles down some notes on a piece of paper she pulls out.
Under protest, there'll be another whoosh from outside as Ayla lands on the deck and then just hops through a window to get inside.
How does Ogden re-enter the scene?
I feel like Ogden is in the kitchen helping Jib learn to cook.
Ah, yes.
Because is a crafting book for cooking?
Yeah. Crafting
I would
book, I
definitely.
think, essentially lets you craft anything non-magical, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, I would definitely have it open and be like showing Jib all the different recipes that are not more than just raw meat. So I'd probably just walk out from the kitchen, be like,
Oh,
I've
let's
never
see.
had anyone want to sing about me.
So there's you three, and one in the kitchen who'll be out shortly. That's all of you, yes? Well,
Yeah.
yes, I do hope to sing about you. You see, I'm definitely due for my latest bardic epic. My clients want to hear more new songs, more new stories. I've got to keep innovating. I've got to keep creating new art. And I happen to hear of your reputation The Heroes of Otari, they call you. Quite an auspicious title. If I may, I would love to hear the stories of your adventures from your own mouths, the source, the first witnesses of your stories. Um, and if you could just, I want to hear every detail. I'd love to write all this down and compose some songs about you, and I'll just go on singing these, and more people will hear your stories, and who knows how many years from now people will still be singing about you.
Well, best I can recall, it started with a tug of war in a bar
Tug of
with a
war in a
bear.
bar. What an interesting start. Okay, and scribble, scribble. So, what happened in this bar? The tug of war with a bear. Interesting.
Well, the bear was on our side, and we weren't against the bear.
Oh, I see. You tamed a bear.
Uh, one of us had a bear for a friend. He went back to adventuring in the middle of all of this.
I see. An early
It was shortly
companion.
before I met Sid.
All right, and keeps scribbling down notes. So it began with a tug of war. What did it move on to be?
Nearly dying to a green wormling.
A green wormling. Oh, well, that is quite an immediate start to the story. Okay, so you are the heroes of Otari, champions of tug of war, vanquishers of a green wormling. Okay, just writing down more titles. Okay, interesting
I would
stuff.
definitely I would definitely point to the like gash across my clothes. It's like sewn up and just be like, yeah, it was an encounter, definitely.
You still haven't bought new clothes.
Well, you see, we're doing work around the house, so good to use the old clothes.
Okay, and frugal. I see. Just scribble some more things down. So right away you vanquished a green wormling. Was that when they started calling you the heroes of Otari?
No, that was the hero stuff started a bit later.
I see. Ah, the high bar for heroship around here, huh?
Well, the town was founded by retired adventurers.
Of course, that makes sense. That's why the title is so impressive. So, you have slain a dragon. You won tug of war. What comes next?
Not in that order. We won the
Right.
tug of war
Yes.
before we. Yes.
You see her cross something off a sheet of paper.
I think next we ridded this place of the giant spiders.
This place, she looks around and almost panic. Giant spiders here?
Not
More likely than
anymore.
you'd think.
Oh, well, it looks very clean now, so that's good.
Yes, we were given this as a reward for dealing with everything that was under Otari.
So,
And
champions
also getting
of
rid of the spiders.
yes, heroes of Otari, champions of tug of war, slayers of dragons, vanquishers of spiders, cleanly and frugal. What else?
Well, there was that whole deal with the Leadbuster lads.
Leadbuster lads, intriguing name. What was the deal with that?
Didn't they try and like
Uh,
burn down the flume or something?
Oh my! I imagine a town like this relies on its flume.
Yeah, they were burning the flume. They were burning different farms around town, summoning savage beasts, hellhounds, and hiring bugbears. Nasty business.
Oh, a bunch of brutes and troublemakers. It sounds like.
Buster doesn't exactly give, as a name, the most wholesome impression, don't you think?
No, no, you're totally correct on that. So, heroes of Atari, champions of tug of war, vanquishers of spiders, slayers of dragons, um, cleanly and frugal, and um, upholders of the law, champions of justice. I'll workshop that one.
Yeah, and I probably would mention some of Jib's exploits in there. Because he did do a lot. He and Ogden did do a lot for the Leadbuster adventure.
Wow, so you fell off a castle wall and then you monkey swung back up onto the castle wall to punch the guy in the face.
Well, sometimes when you're a super cool, awesome hero, there's things you gotta do.
I see. Interesting. I've never been a super cool, awesome hero before. I didn't know what was involved with it. Thank you. And scribble some more notes down.
And I jumped off that cliff as well because they found me out when I was trying to be stealthy.
Yes! What a tense moment. Stuck behind enemy lines and being discovered and having to work your way out as quickly as possible. I'm surprised you survived.
Even after
Oh,
that, we had to
really?
fight off 2 tigers and a gargoyle at the same time.
I would at that comment I would point to Shay and Ella and be like, I would not be standing here if it weren't for these two.
Yes, accomplished mages, an important part of any adventuring group.
And then I guess what really got us the title was dealing with that cult of Lamash show.
I see. So you drove out a cult in the area. Cult of Lamashtu sounds very nasty. I am familiar with the stories of Lamashtu, of course. Mother of monsters and dark, creepy, crawly things. So let's start from the top again. You heroes of Otari, champions of tug of war, slayers of dragons, vanquishers of spiders, cleanly and frugal, upholders of justice, destroyers of cults. I'll workshop that one again. But your titles grow ever longer. This is very impressive. This is good. This will make for a good verse. Okay, writing it down. Let's see. Scribble. So yeah, what details do you have for this bard about your fight against the cult?
I would probably talk about Ogden's prowess with a weapon and joke about how I tended to start fights with a fireball or firebolt.
See, yes. It is a good thing that none of your fiery spells set off that fuel supply at the start of the place, huh?
I'm pretty sure I did set it off on purpose at the very start.
Yeah,
I
we
think you
figured out the
were...
easiest way to set it up was throw rocks.
Yes. I think you were thinking about shooting fire at the tanks, but somebody rolled a crafting check to think about what the mechanics of that would be, and it would be like setting off a very, very high yield bomb that would probably
Yeah.
kill everyone around you. So you didn't. But yes, you set off the trap with the rocks very cleverly and drained it of fuel before moving on safely. I see. Okay, excellent details. So you defeated all the cultists. You had an amazing duel with this Muiba, this champion of Lamashtu. Where you summoned the power of your god, and she points at Ashay, and previously you, and points at Aela, the other accomplished mage here, had swooped away the dark magics with the power of nature. Quite impressive stuff.
Forgot about all of her zipping around with lightning.
Yes, quite fascinating. Well, needless to say, all of you are quite accomplished in battle. You've all survived these terrible threats that have you've encountered on these journeys. So, what's next for the heroes of Otari?
Well, Probably lunch. Jib's getting hungry.
Oh yes,
We
third
know better
breakfast
than to
was
keep Jib away from lunch.
yes, third breakfast was almost done, so it being lunchtime makes sense. Yes, I think I'm following.
In more practical terms, see where our work takes us.
So further adventures then.
I would look at the others for confirmation.
Oh yeah, I definitely plan to make trips to Absalom and see if there's anything over there, or even further in this little island of ours.
Well,
I'll go where you guys go.
all right. Well, if I have anything to do with it, your name will be heard far and wide across Absalom, and I'm sure it'll be easy for you to find these new tasks. And, well, who knows? If this song does well, I may come asking for more stories from you in the future. Let's make this a habit. This was fun. Thank you for these notes. I'm sure the song will make its way here eventually, but perhaps I'll have to come to Otari and give a special performance once it's ready.
Don't forget to mention Jib's gorilla stance.
Of course. It's a fearsome, powerful figure, imposing figure as that. That'll make for a great line in the song, of course. And the precision and deadliness of the warrior Ogden, the scorching magics of the mage Ashe, and the powerful lightning and wind, the storms of Aella. People will know of this. People will hear. Well, you will hear from me again, whether through my songs or perhaps another visit. But I hope your future adventures go well, and I hope you come up with even more juicy stories from such things.
Of course, and you know where to find us if we aren't off adventuring.
Of course. Well, I won't take up any more of your time then. I've got plenty to write about here. Thank you again, and talk to you soon, hopefully. She gives a very deep bow. And we'll leave you all be. So let's zoom out the timescale even more here a little bit. You all mentioned wanting to adventure with each other more long term. Do you guys all like move to Absalom and do more work there, or do you stay in this little house here, keep this as like a vacation home while you do more work abroad and like traveling the world, going on adventures? What's the vibe? What are the ideas kicking around in your heads? I just want to hear, what inspiration strikes you at the moment.
Well, I've still got wizard school, at least part time.
I think that's how all wizards go, yeah.
We'd probably head for the wilderness around Absalom first, because Ogden and Jib are better in the wild. And that'll give us space to make a little bit more of a name for ourselves as we approach Absalom.
Absolutely.
I think Ashay would definitely want to keep the fishery place as a home base. It's out of the way, it's quiet, it's self-sufficient, which would make it a good place to retire to someday.
Yeah, we also have our castle.
True. You do have a castle you technically have the deed to. Might need some
And the
patching up,
ring.
but and the ring, yes. You are
Maybe once
legally the
we're famous
owners.
and wealthy, we can have built do the castle, and the fishery can be our little hunting lodge.
Yeah.
Is it a hunting lodge or a fishing lodge?
Good point.
It's a
What if we
vacationing
hunt
lodge.
fish?
Ooh.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't go too far at first, although I don't know how rare they are, but there's a rune at Rin's Wonder that looks really fun, and I would work towards.
Aha. So Ogden's looking to acquire more and more powerful equipment as part of his growth as an adventurer. Absolutely.
Mm. Yeah, when I critically hit, target gets frightened 1, that sounds fun.
Yes.
Not only are they
Excellent.
off guard, but they're afraid.
True.
Pretty sure anyone that just wanders up to Ogden ends up afraid after a hit or two.
Yeah, I think Shay would probably kind of be the group minder a little bit. Cross between Jib's sober chariot driver and Ayla's timekeep / research assistant.
Fair.
It never came up in game, but Ashe does have academic lore proficiency. Academia lore. So
Excellent.
she'd be good at getting around the hurdles to get Ayla the tome she needs.
Absolutely. So Jib. So yeah, Ogden's doing more. Yeah, just ever improving his equipment and his craft. Ayla doing more research constantly, and Shay just kind of being an assistant to everybody here. What are you doing with your time, Jib?
I'm learning how to cook.
So like just traveling around, sampling the cuisine of different places, always improving your craft, kind of deal.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hell yeah.
Let him cook.
So yeah,
Ninja chef.
ninja chef, monkey chef. So you guys travel the worlds, and you've always got this home base to return to. Otari is always home for you at this point. It's where you got started. It's where you all met. You definitely share a bond with this place, where you again had so many near-death experiences, but came out of it alive. And though you have many future adventures ahead of you, you all maintain your side hobbies of studying and improving your craft, and whether it's cooking up meals or cooking up better equipment or whatever the case may be. But you never really stop adventuring. You never really settle in, and you never stop helping people wherever you go. And that is the story of the heroes of Otari. I think that is where we'll end things, unless anyone has some extra notes they want to throw out here.
I just know that every time we come back, I would make a stop at Tamalee's for a drink and show off battle scars.
Hell yeah.
Because if we know anything about Ogden, he goes unconscious at least once.
Oh yeah. Got to open up every fight with critting Ogden to unconscious just to scare everybody, you know?
If we aren't traumatized by the end of the fight, did we really fight something?
Exactly.
It's like
Oh, go ahead.
every time we come back, Tamalee just seems to have more and more worry on her face. It's like, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Exactly.
I think Ashe goes gray very prematurely for an elf.
Ah.
Oddly enough, her gray hair is ash colored.
Makes sense.
And that glow in her eyes eventually just never goes away, so she just stares intensely. But she's always quick to patch people up.
Hell yeah. All right. So if there are no further notes, then thank you guys so much for joining me on this campaign. It was fun to kick the tires on Pathfinder a little bit and see how it goes. Yeah, it was neat. It was a good time. I appreciate you all playing.
Thank you
Yeah.
for running.
Hey,
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Had good time.
Hell yeah.
A lot of fun learning a new system.
Yeah, I like
Character
learning
turned
new
out to be
games.
really fun.
Yeah. There's so many games come out, and it's like gotta learn them all. But there's only so much time to learn them. So we do a lot of one shots, of course, but it's nice to actually play a system for months and really get into it like we did here. 'Cause we've done some Pathfinder one shots, but we never really learned it through the one shots. It's so complicated. We really needed something like this to actually figure out all the relevant rules and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, and
was
it's like one
cool.
shots are specifically designed to. It's like, oh, there's this thing that one of your characters can figure out. Can you learn how to do it? But this time it's like, you might not have the skills. How do you
Exactly.
want to do it?
Yeah.
A green dragon
I
wormling might just eat you all.
It might. I could see myself running one of the big Paizo adventures of this again at some point. I have vocally not been the most huge fan of Pathfinder, but it's pretty good. I think especially when we are on the like higher quality adventures, like the beginner box when we first started, just the underground thing with the dragon fight and all that stuff. That was really high quality and easy to run. Like so many details were provided already. It was really nice. The maps were really pretty and stuff. I didn't really have to do much because it's all just ready. That stuff was super cool. And if the other modules are anything like that, who knows? Maybe it'll strike me again in the future that I want to run a big epic adventure. I'm definitely gonna take a break from tactical games though.
Fair
It's-
enough.
Every once in a while, it'll come back, and I want to run another tactical game. But
You sure you don't want to run a 2-year Lancer campaign right now?
exactly. But yeah, I guess we'll end early tonight. And stay tuned for other things that'll happen around the server with games and stuff. There'll always be new stuff.
Yeah, depending on my school workload, I might start a Critical Role D&D campaign.
Hell yeah.